I think that WEN is such an amazing meme coin for me, and especially being a Solana-based meme coin, I like this. And even though nothing I say is financial advice, I like it so much so because, man, its hypothetical upside does seem pretty good at this point. Going to the price of 1 cent, which is my price prediction for WEN during this bull run, that right there is around an 86x from here. Now, you got to imagine that. Now, am I telling anyone to do anything? No, but the way I view it is that this meme coin is so amazing because it's this Solana-based meme coin that's not like some random microcap or anything like that. But then at the same time, it has that recognition, it has that reputation, but it really hasn't popped off in a massive way yet, as of late at least, right? So that's why I think that, this isn't such a crazy price target, and I do really like WEN because of that. Keep in mind, if it were to go to the price of 1 cent, considering current circulating supply, market cap would be around 7.3 billion. Let's say we round it up a little bit to like 7.5, right? This isn't too much. Dogecoin exceeded this market cap by over 10 times back in 2021. I mean, just let that sink in. And am I saying that WEN is going to be the next Dogecoin, the next Shiba Inu? Of course not. It's not going to be that. And I have no problem saying that or admitting that because, of course, I don't think WEN could do that, even though I'm very bullish on it. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to in order to be considered a success because, again, just achieving a glimpse of Dogecoin, in this case, around a $7.5 billion market cap, already over an 80x. I mean, that's kind of crazy to think about. Again, it's not going to defeat Doge, but it doesn't need to, in my opinion. Sometimes people, they're stuck under this misconception that, this meme coin needs to be the next Dogecoin, the next Shiba Inu, in order to be considered a success. I just disagree with that. If it becomes like the next okay meme coin, relatively speaking, of course, that's a pretty good figure, but I'm saying still, okay in the grand scheme of things, it's already more than enough in many cases. And especially with WEN having a market cap that's still relatively speaking, kind of low for a meme coin this fantastic in my opinion, it's a no-brainer pick for me. And why is Solana a good place to be in my opinion? Granted, Solana, I don't think is the best layer 1 blockchain out there, but doesn't really matter because Solana is still very amazing in terms of its gas fees. It's very low. And also Solana is very fast, very secure, very scalable. So there's really no major complaints. The only one I would say is like basically its unreliable history because, at one point it did experience like around 8 different network outages in just a time span of a year. So that's kind of crazy. That's like almost, once a month. Now, granted, it's been fixed. However, of course, that's a little bit of a negative point, I would say, when it comes to Solana. But as the overall package, it's still an A in my opinion. I would give it an A grade as a layer 1 blockchain, and that's all that matters. Solana as of right now is primarily known for meme coins, and I think this right here could be good for meme coins, much like WEN, because once, the bull run for altcoins, I would say, really is in that 5th gear. Once we see a bunch of even Kaka altcoins start pumping like crazy, people are going to say, okay, what's the premier place to be for meme coins? They're going to take a look at Solana. They're going to explore Solana. They're going to start taking a look at, things like WEN, like Maneki, like Myro, and I think some others as well, right? However, even besides that, I think WEN could be a very big Solana meme coin. Doesn't need to be the biggest in terms of like the meme coin space in general. But man, I'm very excited for its future because when you take a look at WEN, there is something pretty special about it. Now, people may argue that this isn't really relevant. However, I'll get more into this a little bit later after I explain it. We take a look at something called WNS, which stands for WEN New Standard. Now, this right here is a fully open source framework for minting NFTs and paying royalties to creators of those NFTs. Now, WNS again, it does extend the token extensions program, seamlessly integrating its features into the heart of Solana's core functions. So that's a great touch. Now, does a meme coin need a good use case? No, absolutely not. It doesn't need to because that's like saying, hey, LeBron James needs to be good at ice skating or like singing. Well, he could be good at that, but is it necessary to be considered a good NBA player? I don't really think so. Of course, where's the relevance there, right? But that's the way to take a look at a meme coin. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be exciting. It's supposed to be enticing. The community is supposed to be passionate. And WEN has exactly that. Again, it doesn't need a good use case because that's not what it's evaluated, for, right? Or evaluated by, I would say. So it doesn't really matter. Now, WNS, I think, is a good addition. It's not really super necessary. Hashtag Jorge Masvidal, if you know, you know, because the way I take a look at it is that if it didn't have WNS, I really wouldn't care anyways, to be honest. I mean, I would still be bullish on WEN either way, but this is a good addition, so I'll give it bonus points for that. It shows that they're not lazy because, again, they don't really need it, but they did it anyways. So it showcases that they actually care. WEN also has pretty decent exposure listed in some pretty big exchanges. It could be better, but I think it's already amazing nonetheless. And the trajectory is heading in a positive direction. So this is very good news for something like WEN, because during a fully fledged bull run, people need easy access to something like, WEN, right? Hypothetically. So this is why I do really like it. Not to mention, you take a look at what is a major factor, which in my opinion could hypothetically allow for not only WEN to do well, but a bunch of other altcoins and meme coins. And that is Bitcoin, let's say, reaching amazing heights, which I do believe it could, because even according to Charles Hoskinson, who's the co-founder of Ethereum and the founder of Cardano, on November 26, in a video that he was a part of, he said that in the next 1 to 2 years, he could very well see Bitcoin either reaching the price of $250,000, all the way up to $500,000. So you got to imagine that. That's either $250,000 all the way to $500,000. Even if, let's say, Bitcoin never reaches $500,000 during this bull run, which I don't think is possible, but I guess you never know. But let's say he just reaches like his worst case, 250 grand. I mean, man, at that point, when at the price of 1 cent, it wouldn't even seem that crazy anymore, which is why I'm still dollar cost averaging into WEN, because I believe in its future. Anytime an income I'm acquiring, I'm holding, and I'm just waiting, because I think, let's say, in the next 6 months to a year from right now, things could look totally different, which is why I'm still staying patient. I'm not giving up. I've seen many, many times projects do caca for a very long time, then suddenly, boom. Take a look at Floki. I made a very good call on Floki. Did around a 30x, right? But I didn't give up when the price was caca. Granted, I was down at one point over 90%, but I kept lowering down my average cost each and every time. Then from the low times, I did accumulate around a 30x. So the way I take a look at it is I've seen projects do absolute caca for quite a while, then suddenly, just absolutely skyrocket. So that's why I'm staying patient when it comes to WEN. I'm not giving up. And 1 cent really wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. I think WEN is arguably one of the best Solana meme coins out there. So I don't want to miss out on it. I do believe that exchange listings could very well just become a lot better as time goes on. I think the community is going to become a lot stronger as more and more people know about WEN. And not to mention as well, I think it's unique. Even though it's another quote-unquote catty meme coin, I think this one is a little bit different due to the passion, due to the amazing community. Man, I think better days are ahead. And again, 1 cent during this bull run wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. I'm very bullish on WEN, and I'm not giving up, of course. And make sure to subscribe if you gain value from this video. I greatly appreciate it. It's Willie the Captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.